Connections Between Jazz and Hip Hop by Mclaughlin. And speaking of Mclaughlin, that is myself. As you can see, I'm looking very awesome in this picture over here where I'm playing the saxophone. That's what I do. I'm a music major at UCSD, and I play various gigs around San Diego. I grew up in the jazz scene in San Diego. This is another awesome picture, and as you can see, I am wearing glasses, just to point that out. Yeah, and most recently I was awarded with the 2025 Le Mans Gen Next Award, which is, that was awesome too. Unless you listen to jazz music, I would probably bet that you don't recognize the song that's been playing this entire time. But if you listen to hip hop, you'll probably recognize this song. Now, just in case what I'm saying still makes no sense at all, take a listen. What we're hearing here is a hip-hop production technique called sampling, where our producer, in this case Pete Rock, chops up a jazz record, Ahmad Jamal's I Love Music, and turns it into the instrumental The World Is Yours by Nas. Now, this is just one example of thousands of hip-hop tracks that have been recorded to jazz samples in the past. The role of improvisation is central to both genres. In jazz, musicians create melodies on the spot over chord changes, and in hip-hop, freestyle rapping mirrors that same creative freedom. No script, just go. It's the heart of both genres. To further add to their similarities, they both have shared origins in African American culture. Both genres grew out of the African American experience and the cultural expression. Jazz evolved from blues, gospel, and ragtime, and hip-hop came from the South Bronx, influenced by funk, soul, and disco. Both genres emphasize rhythm, improvisation, and storytelling. Many jazz musicians have also pointed out these similarities and have brought their talents to the hip-hop scene. Musicians like Roy Ayers, Roy Hargrove, and Donald Byrd have collaborated with hip-hop artists since the 90s. At the forefront of these musicians, we have Robert Glasper, who has famously stated that jazz is the mother of hip-hop and has made his whole career based on the argument that jazz is the mother of hip-hop. Despite being a jazz musician, he's collaborated with numerous hip-hop artists in the past, like Lupe Fiasco, Denzel Curry, and Kendrick Lamar. Robert Glasper also has a monthly residency at the Blue Note, which is one of New York City's top jazz clubs. At the Blue Note, he very frequently invites hip-hop artists to perform at a jazz club. With this introduction of Robert Glasper and some of his work, let's take a look at the jazz standard Afro Blue and how it's evolved and crossed genres.
Dream of a land my soul is from. I hear a hand stroke on a drum. Shades of delight, cocoa hue, rich as the night, Afro Blue.
What we just heard was Abbey Lincoln's version of Afro Blue, recorded in 1959. Now, Robert Glasper took those lyrics and that melody and turned it into the hip-hop track Afro Blue with famous R&B artist Erykah Badu. This is the result.
Dream of a land my soul is from. I hear a hand stroke on the drum. Shades of delight, cocoa hue.
What Robert Glasper did is show the evolution of a jazz standard that was released over 50 years ago, and it sounds like hip-hop. But rather than see hip-hop as an evolution of jazz, we choose to see it as a genre that some consider to not even be music. However, virtually every jazz legend that lived long enough to witness the birth of hip-hop tried their hand at it. We heard Miles Davis drop Tutu, we heard Herbie Hancock drop Rocket, and various other jazz legends try their hand at producing hip-hop music. If you listen to Kendrick Lamar, you probably like jazz. If you listen to Doechii, you probably like jazz. The bottom line is that if you consistently listen to hip-hop music, you probably like jazz. Thank you.